Greetings, Rovers. Taking a break from our regularly scheduled programming of posting a video a day in May for Wuthering Waves release, today I received a screenshot on my Twitter from an unknown account. If this is true and undoctored information, this drama absolutely surpasses nuclear. We're talking full-blown GIGA thermo-catastrophic nuclear drama. I'm actually kind of nervous writing the script and turning it into a video, because I have a feeling we are about to open up an entire can of worms, and this is going to lead us down a rabbit hole, and I'm going to end up blacklisted. So before I drop off the algorithm and I'm absolutely blacklisted from every company, I'd really appreciate it if you guys dropped me a like and followed me on my Twitch, as I'll be doing a 24-hour stream on May 22nd for the Wuthering Waves release. Today at around midnight, I received a Twitter notification from an account called LeakerLamau29000, who shared this image on my Twitter thread discussing the recent Robin drama. It looks to be a snippet of a contract from a company called Yomiholic. Doing some research into this company, it seems like they are a third-party advertising agency working with over 400 plus companies. They offer collaboration marketing, offline advertising, and influencer marketing. While I can't say for sure if this is legitimate or not, let's give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that this is a legitimate snippet of the contract that was offered to them. The contract states, "The creator shall promptly notify Yomiholic if any other gaming brand intends to sponsor their content. Yomiholic has full discretion to reject sponsorships that could be detrimental to Zenless Zone Zero or the content creator's reputation." The extract cooperation content will be as follows. The content creator commits to engaging in minor promotional activities such as retweeting Zenless Zone Zero's posts, sharing in-game screenshots, and so on, for each Zenless Zone Zero update and important festival. Occasionally, the content creator may be requested to participate in major influencer campaigns by creating theme-specific videos, collaborating on creative projects, attending online events, etc. Now here's a very interesting part. Hoyoverse may use the content creator's videos for marketing purposes. I believe this is the first smoking gun in this discussion, as Hoyoverse is directly named in this contract. Being named in the contract means they are somehow directly involved in either writing or approving this contract. The following documents shall be deemed to form and be read and construed as part of this agreement. For the purposes of interpretation, the priority of the documents shall be in accordance with the following sequence: the Zenless Zone Zero Content Creator Cooperation Agreement and its amendments, if any, the appendix, and any other documents forming part of the agreement. Now, those of you with keen eyes can tell already that there are some minor spelling mistakes and grammatical errors within this document, but I have a feeling this may be just a result of either poor translation or someone who received the leak of this translated that themselves, and there may be some oddities there. It's hard to say for certain. Sections A, B, and C in the latter portion of this document seem to be pretty boilerplate. The content creator agrees to promote the game, participate in marketing campaigns, creating videos, etc. All standard things you would expect from a contract. Alright, so now we're going to start talking about the juicy bits of the contract. Section E. Alright, so let it be known, and I just want to make this very, very, very clear. I am in no way a lawyer, I have never been a lawyer, and I have never studied law. But as someone who has worked with contracts from my real-life work experience and worked with content creation before with contracts, I will attempt to offer my interpretation. Section E of the contract is outright requiring the creator who received this contract to promptly notify Yomiholic if any other gaming brand intends to sponsor their content. This statement has two major implications behind it. Alright, so firstly, any gaming, which can be extremely loosely interpreted. Most companies have some sort of tie to the gaming industry nowadays. Is Razer a gaming company? What about Logitech? Hell, even what about GamerSupps? A good lawyer could argue in court that these are gaming companies. They offer a sponsorship to the creator, and they need to be reported. So does this mean that any creator needs to report if they intend to or have already signed a contract? Or are they requiring any offer of sponsorship to be reported? To me, it sounds like the latter, which I think is absolutely insane. How in the world can a company worth their marbles suggest that a simple offer of a sponsorship need to be reported to them? Even if we went with the former interpretation, the next line clearly states that Yomiholic outright has full discretion to reject sponsorships that could be detrimental to Zenless Zone Zero. The key word to this insane statement is detrimental. The verbiage used here is vague on purpose, as it opens up the definition of what could be considered breach of contract, in which Yomiholic could go after the content creator for breach of contract, generally resulting in monetary damages. I've heard through the grapevine that large companies such as MIHOYO have clauses in their contract that content creators who breach contracts can receive fines of upwards of $500,000. This is just conjecture, and I obviously have no proof to back it up. Take it with a grain of salt, but honestly, I would not be surprised in the slightest. The verbiage detrimental could be argued that the creator simply working with another game company, or even a company that is loosely related to gaming, could be applied. One could even argue that providing sponsored content from a game even outside of Zenless Zone Zero's genre could take the spotlight off of just Zenless Zone Zero. This would be considered a breach of contract. Alright, so let's think about this critically for a second. Zenless Zone Zero has a rumored release date of July 3rd. What if a creator has a sponsor or wants to take a sponsor from Square Enix for the release of Final Fantasy XIV's expansion Dawntrail, which comes out on July 2nd? This creator doing the sponsor could take the spotlight over ZZZ and could be potentially stealing someone away from their game, which would 100% fall as detrimental. Detrimental could even be argued if the creator accepts a sponsorship from Logitech, who regularly sponsors esports events for games like Dota, Valorant, and Counter-Strike. Would this contract prevent the creator from working with a peripheral company just because their logo is on other games? I could see this being considered a breach of contract. What about gamer subs? They're partnered with someone that MIHOYO outright hates and has blacklisted, the Baltimore Tectone. Would a creator lose out on the sponsor because they are directly affiliated with someone that regularly critiques their company? I mean, hell, even me posting this video is going to kill potential collaborations with creators that take contracts like this. There's obviously hundreds, if not even thousands of other implications surrounding this line in the contract. Alright, so let's play devil's advocate for a second and say those hypothetical situations wouldn't happen. Depending on the length of the contract, you could be stuck and miss career-changing opportunities from other companies if Yomiholic decided to deny them. The amount of power they would have over this creator is astronomical, and could flat out be a career-ending move for anyone roped into this. While I tend to give the benefit of a doubt for things, we're talking about an ad agency, and their parent company MIHOYO, who is absolutely ruthless. They will protect their brand no matter what. I mean, hell, if the show Mad Men taught us anything about ad agencies, it's that ad agencies are the absolute devil and are not to be trusted. While I understand wanting to protect brand integrity and avoid conflicts of interest with creators, there's a balance between protecting your brand and just fostering collaboration with the creators that you're working with. Alright, so I know I've name-dropped MIHOYO a few times during this conversation, despite the ad agency being a different entity, but for the slow ones, companies approaching ad agencies generally will set the terms and conditions of the contracts that are offered, and has the final say on how the contracts are read. The ad agency is simply the one in charge of the paperwork, record keeping, and communication with the content creator. MIHOYO would have had to either directly sign off on the contract, or flat out told them this clause needs to be in it. Alright, so how is MIHOYO scared? From someone who has worked in the business, this contract stipulation is not normal. Companies will generally not restrict the creators from covering other games or companies. The only usual stipulation is that you need to show the game in a positive light. And by the game, I mean the game that you were doing the sponsorship for, not other sponsors. And why specifically for ZZZ? The overall reception of ZZZ has been absolutely abysmal since the last beta test, and the hype surrounding the game seems to have vanished. MIHOYO's direct competitor, Kuro Games, is releasing Wuthering Waves this month on May 22nd. I truly believe that this is MIHOYO's attempt on nabbing up as many content creators in the space and refusing them the ability to talk about their competitor's game because they legitimately fear that Wuthering Waves is going to be a massive success and has the long-term potential to overshadow their games. Alright, so let me put my tinfoil hat on real quick. I legitimately believe MIHOYO sees Kuro Games and Wuthering Waves as a massive blow to their grip on the gacha game community. If Kuro was able to knock it out of the park with the release of their game, and keeps in communication with the community and listens to our feedback, this could outright steal a significant portion of Genshin and Star Rail's community for who the hell knows how long. This could be MIHOYO's last-ditch effort to stem the bleeding before it turns into a full-blown wound. At the end of the day, the simple fact that a company would be allowed to tell you who you can and can't work with, and deny any potential sponsorships offered to you almost sounds borderline illegal. Obviously, we're dealing with a company that's overseas, but this comes on the heels of the FTC announcing a rule on banning non-compete clauses back in April. I'm unsure if something like this applies to contracts, especially for a marketing company that's out of the country, but I figured I'd bring it up. This is absolutely despicable behavior and makes me lose any positive will I've had towards MIHOYO. Alright, so what do you guys think? Do you think this is a hoax? Do you think it's all fake? Do you think I'm full of shit? Let me know down in the comments below. And please consider liking and subscribing before MIHOYO sends assassins to take me out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Well, maybe.